Once upon a time, there lived two friends named Ayi and Esi. Ayi and Esi have been best of friends for so many years. They became friends when they were children and grew closer as the years went by. Many have even mistaken them for sisters, and this solidified their friendship as they both decided never to allow anything or anyone to come between their friendship. One day, Essie told Ai to accompany her into the forest. They walked for a few minutes and got to a very big tree in the forest. Essie then told Ai that she was scared of losing their friendship in the future. She explained how important their friendship was to her as she never wanted it to end. Essie then suggested that they both take an oath to remain best of friends forever. Ai, without thinking twice, agreed to the oath and they proceeded with the covenant, promising to put their friendship above everything else. One day, this was a few years later, Ai met a young handsome man named Efosa. He was a rich trader from their village who lived and did business in a faraway village. Efosa came to visit his parents when he caught sight of Ai and fell deeply in love with her. He approached Ai and they soon began talking and spent time together. Efosa then asked Ai to marry him. This was a confusing time for Ai because although she had fallen deeply in love with Efosa, she was worried that accepting to marry Efosa would impact her friendship and oath with her best friend Issy, as Efosa lived in a faraway village. Ai spoke to her friend Issy about this, and Essay voiced her displeasure as she could not risk anything affecting their friendship. After careful deliberation, Ai then decided to turn down Efosa's marriage proposal. This was a very difficult decision for Ai to make, who had fallen deeply in love with Efosa. However, Ai could not bear to go contrary to the oath she had taken with Essie, so she had to sacrifice her love for Efosa as their friendship came first above everything else. Many months later, a very wealthy man in their village came to seek for Essie's hand in marriage. Ai was so happy for her friend Essie and supported her decision to marry the rich man. Shortly afterwards, Essie got married to the rich man and moved into his home. Her friendship with Ai waxed stronger as Ai always paid Essie a visit to keep her company. They would have hour-long conversations, laughing and smiling, and this happened till one fateful day. Ayi came to visit Essie and noticed that Essie's countenance towards her had changed. She asked Essie what the problem was, but Essie laughed and assured her that there was no problem. She came visiting a couple of times and saw a noticeable difference in how Essie related with her. As time went on, it was as clear as glass that Ayi and Essie were drifting apart. A friendship that has lasted for well over 1 decade had now hit the rocks, and Ayi wondered why. Essie, however, lived her life like nothing happened. She would most times bump into Ayi at the local market and act as though nothing had happened. This went on for a while till Essie became pregnant. Ayi then heard of Essie's pregnancy from a total stranger, and this made her doubt if truly she and Essie were ever friends. Resentment began to build in her heart as Ayi was heartbroken. She could not believe that her best friend never told her that she was pregnant. Ayi was so angry with Essie as she felt cheated. She remembered choosing her friendship with Essie over the love she had for Efosa and wondered why Essie would choose something else over her. Is it because I am not married? She thought to herself, and this angered her greatly. As time went on, her resentment grew to hatred and bitterness, especially as she remained in the village unmarried with no friends. Ayi, filled with so much anger, cursed Ese, saying that she would know no happiness for going against their oath. A few months later, Ese lost her pregnancy, and when Ayi heard of this, she felt remorse for her. However, Ayi kept away as she was still bitter with Ese. A few weeks passed, and one day Ayi was home alone, asleep, when she heard a voice that sounded like Ese screaming for help. She woke up confused, filled with so much worry, so she rushed as fast as she could to Ese's house. To her surprise, she heard Ese screaming for help. She rushed in and met an extremely scattered house. Essie at this point was running away from her husband, who was acting in a very strange way. Ayi then managed to rescue Essie from her husband and took her away. When they got to Ayi's house, Ayi asked Essie what had happened, and Essie began to narrate that it was never her intention to cut off her friendship with Ayi, as she was left with no other choice. She revealed that her husband had a mental issue that no one in the village knew about except for his family members. Essie stated that her husband would run mad spontaneously, and this often resulted in violent episodes. After a while, he would regain himself and act as though nothing had happened. This had been going on for years, and his family kept it a secret from everyone in the village, including Essie, who only found out after her marriage to him. His family then mandated Essie to cut off ties with Ayi and also prohibited her from telling anyone about the madness or risk losing her marriage. At that point, Essie was already pregnant and had no other option than to keep to their terms. However, this changed when she lost her pregnancy, as she decided to leave the marriage because it was difficult to live with a man who ran mad spontaneously. When Ayi heard this, she began to cry as she never knew what her best friend had been passing through. Ayi, filled with emotions, hugged Ese tightly and told her how sorry she was for her bitterness and for the curse she had uttered in anger. Ayi renounced the curse as she realized that their friendship was far more precious than any resentment or misunderstanding. Ese forgave Ayi as she understood that her friend was unaware of what she was going through and cursed her in anger. They rekindled their friendship but decided to break the oath as they believed the oath did more harm to them than good. Shortly afterwards, Efosa returned to the village in search of Ayi. He realized that he could not do without her, so he decided to relocate back to the village to be with Ayi. Ayi and Efosa got married, whilst Essie started a new life, free from her oppressive marriage. The lesson to be learned from this story is that forgiveness and open communication are very essential when building friendships. Also, the story teaches us that true friendship can withstand challenges. It is also important to note that Keeping secrets in the name of friendship can oftentimes lead to unintended consequences. So we should learn how to manage secrets in our friendships. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.